We always love to cherish memories, but sometimes we tend to forget some while we're trying to recollect some. Hi, this is Avinash here on Zoom channel, and join me as I welcome the stellar cast of three of us: Avinash, Shefali, and Swanand sir. All of them welcome you on Zoom channel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The trailer is lovely. It's spectacular. It talks about a journey where you welcome the past, the present, the future. While working on this one, how was the experience? Starting with you, Shefali ma'am.
It's a very delicate film. It's poetic. And it's one of the films, one of the projects where I didn't work very hard on the script. Otherwise, I have lots of notes and questions and whatever. But I thought it's just better to be as lost as Shailaja is. And, I think I was flowing with the film. There wasn't a distinct thought of playing it this way. There's no point playing a role like this. You don't play a role like this, you become that person. So that's how and I think that was how all of us went into it. And it was just so like it's not a film made from the mind. It's a film made from the heart. And very rarely where everyone comes together with the same energy, with the same wavelength, with the same belief of what you're making. And that has happened with this particular film. Like Avinash keeps saying, it's not like we chose this film. The film chose us, which is.
I have to ask this question to Avinash about this. What made you choose the subject of dementia for this one? What encouraged you to highlight something like this?
Because, of course, like it's a because mental health is very important, sort of like, and what I was going through the pandemic, and my mother's sort of like mental illness also had to play a major role into it. So I was always, ki or वो था कि like you are what your memories are, your feelings are like sort of like your memories are like directly proportional to the intensity of experiences you have, and those intense experiences of any kind, like even the traumatic or even like experiences of extreme joy and happiness, bliss, they are also like stored as a very like deep rooted sort of a memory, and and that sort of like shapes up your persona, your problems also come from there, and I guess I am at a certain age and in my life where I sort of like I look back towards my past, where I've come from, and I always had this, I didn't have this sense of belonging, I even today I don't have that, because I always wonder like कहाँ से शुरू किया था, कहाँ जन्मे थे, कहाँ पे गए, किस तरह के लोगों से मिले, और वो सारी जर्नी में देखता हूँ और मुझे लगता है कि अब कहाँ जा रहे हैं, क्यों जा रहे हैं, किस लिए जा रहे हैं, तो ये अक्सर ये सवाल आते हैं सारे, तो ये कहानी मुझे लगता है कि ये रादर इसका जो एक फीलिंग है वो वहां से आया है, एंड या सो
And you said this one dialogue in the trailer also, which I saw, which was like, are you going to blame dementia again for this? When you are feeling that complexities, when you're seeing her, with Jaideep and the bond between them, or are you going to like, have you just come with that intention of recollecting your memories and all? Tell me something about that.
No. This is a this is a film again. Like everybody is saying. One, I am glad and grateful that this film happened to me also with them, because such great crew, actors, writers, everybody, and and the subject matter of the film. We'll come back to your question into. Basically, that's also one point in the film where he becomes vulnerable. Really, like because every character in this film is dealing with their emotional this thing, and their vulnerability. And here also, like a man who wants to support his wife, who understands his wife, who's trying to understand his wife, he has limitations. He's not as evolved as many people as a character, and that's the beauty of writing, that he is not evolved. Like he doesn't understand poetry, he doesn't understand singing, but there is one good heart, and the good heart also exhausts at some point of time, and that's the moment when that little interaction happens. But because that's the only conflict which happens for a moment, And then again, because she is so convinced about what she is doing, she is so she has no guilt about what she is doing. She wants to do it, and when you love, you are there with your own people. It's a beautiful, complex, layered relationship, moments, and everything about this.
I also feel,
Yeah,
I've been
please.
thinking since morning that we started, a woman is she is the primary caretaker.
Yes.
But when she
Yeah.
becomes a patient, it really shakes the household. So they don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle. And one is they don't know how to handle a house. Also, for him, none of us are prepared to handling dementia.
And
You
also
don't know
emotions, basically.
Yeah, how do you handle it?
Yeah.
How do you so I don't and at that moment it just slips out of his mouth. He's not trying to hurt her. It just slips out of his mouth.
And
Exactly.
At the same time, when I saw your character also, I felt like she's in the moment, she's enjoying, she's just wanting to enjoy that journey of hers. But there are people who are perceiving certain things, they're feeling, okay, is she just acting up, or did she come over here because she want to just like let go of whatever she's going through, or is there something, because he wants to know. Even, Jaideep's wife in the movie, she also wants to know, like, she's so happy, he's so happy with her, he's writing letters, he's never written a letter, love letter for that, for that matter. How was it, when you were someone like that, and as you said, like, you take your roles, you get into that character of it. Being someone like that who is trying to let go of certain things, wanting to move ahead in future, but at the same time want to recollect all those memories, re-cherish all those memories with that person.
I don't think I think it's a spontaneous want to go back to the place. I don't think she has thought it through so much. When she asks, can we go? It's not like she spent 10 days before that thinking, अच्छा मुझे अभी अगले 10 दिन में करना क्या है? I'm quickly going to lose my memory. What do I want? It's a spontaneous decision of, that is something I want to hold on to. And when she goes there, like even when we were doing it, we didn't treat it like sad. She's become like a child.
Yeah.
Everything she sees with awe. She's not guilty about connecting with this person. And because there's no malice in her head, she doesn't see anything wrong in it. Even like Jaideep's wife, Kadambari, one is the relationship between both of them. It's also a comparison between that relationship and this relationship. Also, she takes it so beautifully. She accepts it. Like, she probably has been waiting to see this woman that my husband
exactly
was
adoring.
Yeah. So I think it's all of it put together. And I see it more childlike, the entire experience. I think it just comes from our heart. It's just like, let's just go, play, just let it move.
Yeah, it's about acceptance and letting it go.
It's in the whole process of dementia, lots of things must be happening in a person's life, but this is a moment in that metaphor around it, which is like, when you are losing memories, you are making more. You're making it more memorable, like, and that's the beauty of the script.
Especially the way she remembers, like, when he's saying ki class 7th ka tha, the drawing and all, and then she's saying class 8 mein kiya tha, and the way, she is like already like suffering from something, but she has this attachment with this guy that she remembers every little detail about him, which was very good to see. The chemistry.
Also, she is what they could not say, or what she could not say or explore with this person, the romance or the love or whatever that was. She starts all over again. And there is no malice. It's not like she's having an extramarital affair.
Yeah.
It's just that this is so beautiful. And actually, if you go to see, it's a love story between all three of them.
Yes, basically.
The equation is between a love story between all three of them.
Like how you correct him also, like, आप क्या बोल रहे हो, आप कभी बोलते थे, तुम आप क्या कर रहे हो?
And he is also confused.
He's so
awkward that क्या बोलूं मैं? And उसने moment किया भी कमाल है.
Amazing.
Amazing.
He's so awkward in that moment. Like she suddenly landed up.
And it's like a surprise for him. It's like, someone from the past.
Yeah.
Just
Because
comes
also
to
when
you.
you see-
And that too in a good state. So many
And
times.
also in the, like when you see the film, you'll realize that she has left overnight. When she was young, when they were together in school, she has left overnight. So there has never been a closure from his side. What happened? So it's all of that.
It's also closure is a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way the lives have been celebrated, even if you're going through something, like always in current scenario, we all are so stuck on the social media, digital media. We just want to be perfect. I want to look in a certain manner only when I'm on social media, but I'm forgetting what memories I'm making otherwise. I'm too lost to prove myself, my worth, that I'm forgetting what exactly my life is. To all three, I have to ask this question. In current life, do you all also face such things, when you're working, when you're passionate about your work, but at the same time, there is this thing that, okay, I'm getting this XYZ award. I have to show my worth in this and all that. Do you also feel like somewhere you're losing certain moments, but creating some new ones?
But that's the journey we all live, no? That's what we all live, and you win some, you lose some, and so that is always there. That is what is called life.
Basically, what I'm trying to ask is, like, while rushing into things, while wanting to be something,
Yeah.
to be an XYZ person.
So this
you're
film
letting go
is
of-
this film is about what we all want to become. For me, this is a film because you all are rushing, but something happens in your life, and life is like the famous line of John Lennon, like life is what happens to you when you are busy making other plans. So then suddenly something larger than life happens in your life, larger than life is, and suddenly everything becomes futile. Suddenly everything becomes, oh my God, like
You suddenly get a real perspective of life. What do you want?
Exactly.
and then how do you cope with it? How do you deal with it? So this trip down the memory lane of hers is a trip down a memory lane of this person. I know so little about her. You live a life with a person and then you don't know things about that person. So many things. That's what I'm saying. The script, the thing, everything is so layered that. And when you watch the film, you realize it. When you act the film, when you're acting the film, you just live it. It's moment to moment to moment.
How you also said, Avinash, that there was a phase in your life when your mother was facing difficulties, but at the same time you were working on certain things. I have to ask all the three, how many times do you all recollect your past while living in the present, or do you let go of your past? As you said, like you do recollect your past. How many of you like recollect your past while living in the present, or you prefer living in the present and not worrying about future?
I don't think too much about the future. I enjoy what is there today. Also, I do what I passionately feel. So I mostly don't do what I don't like. If I don't feel for it, I won't do it. So I don't miss it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I feel that, okay, I don't want to work, I want to sit at home and change diapers of my children, that's exactly what I did. I sat at home and changed diapers. So, and I'm very happy I did it. I don't regret it at all. It's just, and like, a lot of times my sister and me, we discuss, oh God, they were so cute when they were young, how fast they grew up. But every day is like watching them grow it's so beautiful. The way they talk, the way they're becoming men of their own. And, it's just, so all of it, I enjoyed that when they were babies. I enjoyed when they were growing up. Then there was a phase we didn't like each other. Then, now. So I don't really, and I think mostly beautiful things stay with you. That's what I feel. Also because, even if it has been bad, when I look back, I feel, ठीक है यार, इतनी कोई बड़ी बात नहीं थी. At that point of time, I must have thought life and death, oh my God, I'm barbad and all that. But today when I look back, I feel, ठीक है यार, हो गया, क्या है?
Especially when I saw one of your social media posts also where you spoke about the brand tags and you had gone for shopping with your kids and they were like, no, you have to buy, and they were making you pronounce certain word, and she was like, why I should be? And they said like, you are the brand yourself.
So they didn't say it. I said it.
You said that, yeah.
They
I'm
were
the
like,
brand.
you should, Mom, you are an actor, you should wear brands and all that. So I looked at them like a Sachin Varti karam, not because they're tall, but because I wanted to do defiance. I said, I am the brand. Mic drop. And I just wanted to say it because I didn't want to go back. After 2 years, remember that conversation. I didn't give a punchline. So I gave punchline.
You gave it like to them completely. And talking about punchlines, talking about the chemistry with Jaideep, I have to ask you, how was it working with him? You both have been cops, and both the cop dramas are super famous.
Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
I think more than the cops, I think we both have played extremely strong personalities. And like you would never imagine Jaideep the way he is in this film. It is like in your wildest dream, you couldn't imagine Jaideep playing Pradeep. Yeah. It's just, Jaideep has a very strong personality. Even what he portrays on screen and even in person, he has an extremely, I don't even call it intimidating. It's a very demanding, it demands your attention. That is the kind of personality he has. The face, his stature, he's big. But he's so vulnerable in this film. He's so simple. And not once do you feel that he is performing. No. Not once. And me and him, I don't know, it just happened. It was also, it's one of those relationships that's not talked about. There's nothing more. It's not like we can talk directly. So it's all understated. It was there. It was, it was lying there. But I don't know, we just fell into place. And I don't think just Jaideep and me. Jaideep and Swanand also fell into place.
Yeah, it is about
me and
those...
Swanand also fell into place. It's like these three pieces of a jigsaw puzzle just came together.
Yes.
It's like it's about those unexpressed, unsaid emotions, feelings.
And also the characters which you have chosen, Avinash, it's like very right characters. Sometimes you feel like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my God, they only fit for this role. And, oh, really? And it didn't feel like I'm watching a trailer. I felt like someone's life I'm watching. The way she's enacted, and it feels like it's really like,
No, I think this film has chosen us. It's not like we have chosen the film.
It literally felt like that. I was like working, and I was like in that kiosk. I'm like, no, I want to watch more of it. The trailer itself like defines the story, and I want to know more about what Shailaja is up to. Why she's like, what her moods are, how she's changing, how she's dealing with certain things. There is no as such, when he's also saying something, she is not like getting angry about it, or she's not getting upset, but at the same time, she's like, no, I want to just explore things. And that is how things should be. Like, you want to explore. So many times we catch hold of things like, nahi, aise karna hai, ye karna hai, wo karna hai, nahi, mujhe wahan pe nahi jana hai. How many times do you also get stuck in that, stuck in the head sometimes? But, arey nahi, mujhe aise hi rehna hai, mujhe aise hi present karna hai.
I don't bother. Yeah. So I'm pretty unpresentable.
I've seen that.
I just clean up well.
That way, like, you're very clear. You're very transparent about things.
You know what? I love doing what I do. Even in front of a camera also, I want to become that person. So real life में तो acting का सवाल ही नहीं है. मतलब I can't do it.
Yeah.
I really can't. I don't have the time, energy, or interest in doing it. Yeah. I'm too old for it. Really, I'm too old for being fake and putting on this and dress up like this and go. Like now, my husband has stopped asking me. Also, do you want to come for this part? He knows she's going to say no. Yeah. I don't go out. I don't. That's just me.
But you're enjoying your space. It's not.
I really enjoy my space.
She's in a great space. We must congratulate her for her.
Yeah, for finding that space and being comfortable with your own self.
And for her Emmy.
For the Emmy nominations, of course, that is the biggest, biggest thing, the achievement of Emmy. Yeah. How happy and elated are you?
I don't think it's yet sunk in. Yeah, No. Does it feel like that? Like I'm feeling very.
Because you like forget it.
Yeah, I just like when I came, I got hold of both of them and I said, "Congratulate, wish me." So they were like, "Okay." Both of them, I said, "Congratulate me." Both of them said, "Congratulations." I said, "For what?" They were like, "For what? We don't know." So it's great, but I'm not understanding the magnitude of it.
The series itself is such a popular one.
Of
Like
course.
I have watched it, like, and honestly for the second one I was very careful कि किसी का उधार तो नहीं है, beautician का कुछ उधार तो नहीं है. I was that careful.
Wow.
I have watched it that closely, and with my mother and my mom is like वो passage वाली का कुछ होगा pending देख लो तुम लोग.
Wow.
You feel that
Amazing.
way.
I have to tell.
Yeah,
Tanish
the
this.
feedback is like it has an impact. Some shows like that, even Patal Look for that matter, I kept on using that system by dialogue all the time. System mein gadbad hai. So you feel an impact. Similarly, this one, you feel like you want to know more about her life. Maybe you can adapt something out of it. And sometimes you adapt like that from characters. Like you feel like, okay, maybe I should also meet certain people I may not be meeting.
It's like what you said just before, that there was work going on around you and you were watching it. It forces you into a mode of zen. It's just suddenly it becomes this. When you're watching the film,
Yeah.
and even while we were doing it, it was so fluid. It was so fluid. None of us was trying to prove a point. None of us was trying to do something. We were just flowing with it. It was just going. So I think it's just beautiful. I love it.
You recently also spoke about women empowerment, and you are always there, when it comes to women empowerment. You also say this, that women are the ones who should be always respected. You have taught that to your children also. Do you feel right now the kind of scripts have been made, it also gives you that kind of career growth right now? You have let go of certain films because you didn't want to be stuck in that box kind of thing. Do you feel now that is
Well, at least
working that way?
there used to be a shelf life. I would like to believe that shelf life is off. Women at the age of 30, 40, 50 are in their prime, and there are being roles written for them. Where now everyone's not going to, like, between 17 to 22 is a heroine, and that's the end of somebody's life. And such amazing. Also, there are people are realizing that there are stories. Earlier, the stories were told only of men.
True.
Today, there are stories told of women at any age. So I'm glad. For me, it was a resurrection with Delhi Crime. I would have gotten lost, but it really put me. Somebody took that chance, put me out there, and then the film reached across the globe. So I think it's a very good time, but I wouldn't say we've arrived there. I don't want to say that. We'd rather keep growing. That's the beauty of it.
And even talking about a recent incident, you also, when you were on a Big Beast show, you wanted a girl child. You were expecting that. You're so fond of, always, girl child and like that. And do you also see that respect for women, that girl child, and that, that motivation? Ek time par, abhi bhi, there are some places where things don't happen, but there is that, even I feel myself, like, at one point of time, I may not be respectful of certain things, what I would say. Kitni vocal hai, kaise bol rahi hai? But now they are like, no, okay, she has certain opinions. The respect for women's opinions have increased now.
But that's only in the metropolitan cities.
Yes, metropolitan.
And that too, has it happened in Delhi? It's the capital of our country. Extremely educated human beings. It's not happened there. The very show that you're talking about, where I was, that Hariram Pandeyji was doing exactly that, picking up babies from the garbage. So it's a long way to go before we arrive there. It's a really, and I just feel it's not about a man or a woman, honestly. Yeah. It's about just treat somebody the way you expect to be treated yourself. Simple.
And how we say that, also upbringing matters and all these things matter, but sometimes even the upbringing must be good. Like in Delhi Crime, which we saw, there are certain chapters where they are brought up in a good family, but they are trying to hide the secrets of good families only, There are certain dark secrets for the matter. So it's not like the upbringing, it's what the mindset thinks when he's in a certain situation or, she's in a certain situation.
Yeah, but I think, we expect the government and the society and someone to take charge of this and correct it. But it's not just their responsibility, it's our responsibility. I have to start in my house.
Correct.
I have 2 sons. I bloody well raised them in a way where they respect women. I think almost every girl must have gone through it. Almost every girl. I can talk about it today, and the magnitude changes. Somebody's just touched your backside while moving, or touched your breasts or whatever in a crowded marketplace. The magnitude of it changes, but I'm sure almost every woman has gone through. Almost every woman. So it's unfortunate. It's really sad and unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And coming back to this, I have to talk about this rather than diverting my focus to other subjects all the time. But this one, if I talk about it, what is your takeaway from this one?
What is your takeaway on that?
And I like the name of the title is also very simple, Three of Us.
Yeah, it's such a sweet
the,
title.
it revolves around these three people completely.
Tell
What is
me,
your
what is your
takeaway?
takeaway? And I give him coffee.
No, but yeah, picture बना दी बन गई.
One thing which I noticed over here while watching the trailer was she's enjoying, she's having her own glorious moments while she's meeting, Jaideep. Then suddenly she's near the shores. She's having her own time also where she's in her own zone. Then she's, of course, coming back, and talking to him, having his conversations. So there are three different individuals in one person itself. She is having her own time while trying to recollect childish memories, whatever she had in the past, versus she being in present with her own self and then with the husband. That is what I noticed about her in this character. If you had to say something about
No,
it.
for me, it's always because I've always extremely attached to my past, and then with both the films, like my earlier film Killa, and with this film, I guess I've moved a little ahead in my life now, so that I'm very grateful to my past, and uh, at the same time that attachment is sort of like वो सारे धागे अब खुल गए हैं मुझे ऐसा लगता है. I'm not wandering much into my past and not worried about the future. Earlier, I used to have that anxiety, like that question of whether I belong here, I belong there, where am I going? So these kind of questions are not there anymore. So the kind of cathartic moment which both these films have given to me, because you do certain work, you obviously you put your soul, sweat, blood out there, everyone, and with these personal stories, your connection and that intensity, it's थोड़ा सा वो बहुत पर्सनल होता है, एंड बहुत एक लगता है कि एक सोल पे एक शायद एक बोझ कुछ लगता है जो उतर गया, that's the kind of emptiness, that feeling I तैयार होने के बाद मुझे लगता है कि that's the feeling I had, कि कुछ एक था जो एक बोलना था, महसूस कराना था, और अगर लोगों तक भी अगर पहुंच रहा है तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर लोग उसको रिलेट करते हैं तो उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी होती है कि आपने अगर उस इंटेंसिटी के अगर इमोशंस आपने जो फील किए और अपने क्राफ्ट के उस जो फिल्म मेकिंग का क्राफ्ट है उसके थ्रू अगर किसी और इंसान को, अगर एक भी इंसान को अगर वो महसूस करा सकते हो, तो आई गेस वो बहुत बहुत प्यारा मोमेंट होता है एक मेकर के लिए. या
What about you, Shefali?
You answer first.
No, what my takeaway? See, takeaway. There are always great things I can say, because this is such a beautiful film कि वो इसने मेरे को बिगाड़ दिया, लहू मुंह लग गया. अब क्या होता है कि इतना अच्छा काम करने के बाद तो आपको क्या होता है, जिंदगी में अच्छा काम करने को कम मिलता है, अच्छे गाने लिखने को कम मिलते हैं, अच्छे गाने गाने को कम मिलते हैं. तो आप हमेशा, तो मैं इतने ऑन अ लाइटर नोट, मैं इतने दिन तक रोता रहता था कि अच्छे गाने लिखने को नहीं मिल रहे, अच्छे गाने गाने को नहीं मिल रहे. अब मैं रोता हूँ कि अच्छी एक्टिंग करने को नहीं मिल रही. तो एक और दुख मेरा बढ़ा दिया इस फिल्म में. दैट इज ऑन अ वेरी लाइटर नोट, बट अगेन I'm just grateful. Everything is a takeaway. Every time I watch this film with audience, it's a new me, and never imagined myself doing a role of that magnitude and that this thing. It's just changed my life.
It's very difficult to quantify what I take away from this film. It's very difficult. I mean, to say it, I can say I remember every single moment. From the time me and Avinash spoke to the time where we met, just a day before the shoot, to the first shot, to everything, to us both thinking exactly the same thing for the same shot.
Yeah.
Like, it was that, and we didn't discuss it.
Yeah.
But it was just that kind of, tuning and whatever. Every day, every moment that we spend together. And it's not like we were monkeying around or, it's a very zen, this film is a very zen space.
Yeah.
It's very almost meditative.
Yeah.
So it wasn't where we would sit and chat and whatever, but and the locations, it was just, you just had to sit and be. Like really, it was one of those. So I remember the whole film, like every moment. Where was I? What was I doing? Where was Avinash? Where was Jaideep? Where was Swanand? All of it. But that is the physical aspect of what I'm taking back. What I'm taking back emotionally, I don't know, but I'm sure it's made me richer. And it has filled me, but it's also emptied me completely. And I'm so happy it has. There was no other way of doing this film. Besides, sab nikal ke de do. Exactly like you said. Ab kuch nahi bacha. It's that kind of a thing.
But that is the beauty of the movie, I feel. Like, it has such a good message. Like, when you're trying to balance a life, when you're dealing with something, but at the same time, you're enjoying your life. And I think that is what is my takeaway out of this trailer, at least. And I'm looking forward to the movie. All the very best. Looking forward to see the movie. It's a very good one. I have loved her work. I've seen all her work very closely. So I'm looking forward to this one. Thank you so much for your lovely time.
Thank you.